now it's on.
My beloved, let's get down to business.
Flash chat. We're doing a super casual flash chat today, everybody. It's sweeps in a news station, which means...
And we're all very busy.
We're very busy. That's what it means. It's the Greek word for having too much to do in too little time. So...
Very busy is Greek?
This is how we don't have to edit it, so we're just going to shoot a flash chat like this.
Many different production styles through this process.
Yes.
So
yes.
see them all.
Hopefully you'll see something better next week. But it was such a good episode, we didn't want to skip.
I know, right?
We wanted to talk about it. All right, let's get to it. This is Andy Madewell. You should know him by now.
Yep.
Obviously, this is all our hardcore fans are watching.
All 10 of you.
All 10 of you, or 4. So
I'm
hi to
optimist.
Brian, because Brian will be watching. Brian watches for us. Maybe Andy Smith or Andy Smith. We don't know. So this episode was real good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the villain so much, but I thought that he was used well to propel Barry along.
Yeah, I mean, they're still in that villain of the week thing. They gotta fight somebody, collect him. He learns more of his powers, blah blah blah. But I love the sonic punch, supersonic punch, amazing. I mean, that's always been a big part of him anyway. So I'm glad they've figured that out.
Are you satisfied with the way they've been using physics to explain his powers?
I mean, I think they're trying to keep it based in reality as much as they possibly can. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still, it's still comic book. But they're trying real hard to say this could happen, so watch out.
Yeah, and I think it's satisfying the way that, especially the Star Labs, will talk about. Okay, you have to run this many miles back and this fast. So at least there's
and there's little holes in those little plot lines.
But it's not fun to
how does he know how fast he's running? Does he have
that's what I always wonder.
Internal odometer, what internal
speedometer?
Speedometer, yeah.
Yes. Well, he would need an odometer too.
True. He has to know how many miles.
He needs
so
to know
that's
miles.
pretty good.
Yeah. Did you catch the Man of Steel reference?
I did catch the Man of Steel.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I don't know a lot about comics, but I caught that.
Yeah, well, there's that. That's a pretty obvious one. But we did get a Firestorm tease as well.
Right. Now, was it Firestorm or was it Heatwave?
Well, considering they were talking about it in a good way, I was assuming it was Firestorm. But it could be
It
Heatwave
could be.
as well. So.
She kind of just said she had heard. Iris said that she had. I wonder who told her that she had heard.
Didn't she say that people on her blog were writing about it? So I'm assuming if he's out there and he's good, if they're writing good things, it'd be Firestorm. So.
Yeah. And we see that, her blog did get her into trouble this episode.
Well, that was obvious. We knew that was going to happen eventually.
I liked that they repaired the relationship in the episode, but then I also liked that Barry was forming a relationship with Eddie.
Yeah.
What do you think? And it kind of, now Eddie seems on to the fact that there's something else going on.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to cause trouble?
I think it is. I mean, I think Eddie's, if he was jealous, but he's not now, he will be eventually again, I have a feeling. Especially if they continue to get close. I mean, they're friends, but they do all these, secret conversations. He's going to catch on to that and get jealous.
Yeah, and I think Eddie's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then get really jealous, and then maybe we'll see Eddie's evil side. Maybe there's a dark side to Eddie. Maybe that will kind of provoke it to come out.
And that comes to the whole Reverse Flash thing.
I know.
Because there's so many theories on. Is it almost too obvious that it's Wells, and could it possibly be Eddie? Because at one point Reverse Flash was Eddie Thorne, but I mean, are they teasing us?
Now there's some theories as well as just a random dude not really from the comic world is he thrown in just to kind of create the Flash. We see, these are all spoilers if you haven't watched it, but we see that
it's a good one. Go watch it.
Yeah, the very last scene, Joe West had consulted Wells throughout the episode about trying to figure out how he arrived to town. What was it, a month after Barry's mom was murdered by the yellow Reverse Flash, the yellow Flash. And
the blur.
The blur. And so, it seemed like Wells had a good cover up for that, but...
Well, and I even, he said, look up Tess Morgan. I looked up Tess Morgan. There's not a lot of information on her, so, because I was kind of like, that's a name I hadn't heard before, but, I'm not super deep in all the DC lore. And I couldn't find much myself other than that reference in this show.
And there's kind of two theories now, as Wells. Now perhaps whatever happened to Barry's mom also happened to Tess Morgan, and maybe it's just a cover up. And then maybe that's kind of provoked Harrison Wells to come to.
Maybe that's why he's pushing to make sure that Barry does well and becomes Flash and does a good job, because he's trying to solve his own murder. Or his own wife's murder.
Yeah, and that's one thought. Or is Wells tied up in that yellow Flash and caused it? There's kind of like two ends of the spectrum we could maybe guess here. But that last scene was so.
It was good. It was good. I was just going to say, I love, and I think I said this once before, but I love the fact that the show ends, we dip to black, and then we come up and we get one last scene. Yeah. And I love that they've done that, because, I mean, it just furthers that story along a little better.
And I like that it wasn't Wells this time.
Right.
It was finally Joe West.
Or was it Wells this time?
Well, there you go. That's a good question.
You never know.
But I did like that it wasn't like him in a secret room.
Right, being all secretive. Yeah. I like that we finally have the name for Flash.
Yeah.
Because
that was good.
The blur or whatever they were calling him was a bit much. I mean, if he's Flash, let's just call him Flash. That was good.
Yeah. And then there was another small reference to, what was it, Keystone? And that's supposed to end up
Keystone City is like a separate city off of Central City, so they're finally working some of those things
that
in as well.
So, I mean, the show has been really building and moving along well. And it's 2 weeks from now is going to be the Arrow Flash crossover episode.
Cannot wait.
I know.
Because Arrow is so good right now.
It's good. I gotta catch up.
Yeah, it's so good. But I do have my favorite quote of the week.
Okay, what is it?
I said, the particle accelerator, the gift that keepes on giving.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't catch that one.
That was a good one.
I was cooking while watching it. I didn't have a favorite quote from this one.
What about
except for the Man of Steel?
That was a good one. Or what about what tool drives a yellow SUV? And the other one was like, well, what tool steals the yellow SUV?
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Pretty good stuff. So I'm glad that they're also putting those in there too. There's some good lines. They're not trying to keep it as serious as Arrow. They're lightening it up a little bit.
The acting's
you got some comic relief in there, and that's Flash. I mean, Flash is comic relief. He always has a good one-liner when he's running.
The cute moments with the Iris and Barry as kids.
Yeah.
Beating the bully. I like the whole the trend of fighting the bullies. Don't let the bullies get you down.
She got her punch in too, which I don't know how she got her punch in too, because I think her hand would have been broke.
Well, he had punched through all his metal.
The metal.
Yeah.
What happens? Did the metal just stop? Did it
shattered it?
But then when he's back in the holding cell, he would turn metal again. It must have just put it on pause.
Maybe. I don't think we can think too deep about it.
I know, right? Oh, anyway. We could talk for hours.
We could talk for hours, but we got to go do more stuff.
That's right.
So, well, everybody, if you have questions, write in at JustJessWCCB and my Facebook.com/JustJessWCCB. And till next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Feel free to live
have a speedy day.
Have a speedy day. I have a flashy shirt for a flashy day. And feel free. I usually try to live tweet during the shows, unless I'm busy but feel free to tweet me. Yeah, I was cooking. I was watching it off DVR 18 minutes late. So I was trying not to look at Twitter, but feel free to tweet me while it's on, or if you have any questions, or if you just want to get a shout out on the show. Yep. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Peace.